If you love making money and wanna win,
Just cash.
if you love making money and wanna win,
Just cash.
we just chillin' and we vibing with our friends.
Just cash.
And if anything in doubt, we pass. Rookies all hate us cause we played it just cash. I put my money in a strong position. They try to tell me I can't win, it's just a stupid superstition. Cause when I focus, you will notice that I'm winning. We demolish every bookie, there ain't no competition. Now listen, I would never give you shitty picks and do you wrong. Come and join the Discord, tell these bets and hit the bone. Cooking up a parlay super unders and a song. We be really winning, this ain't just to make another song. So if you love making money and wanna win,
Just cash.
we coming in and we taking all the money.
Just cash.
They can't do nothing to stop us.
Just cash.
Hey, fuck these bookies, man.
Just cash.
They wanna limit me cause I win. Label me the enemy cause all I do is win. Just give us a try, this is where it all begins. I'm not gonna lie, all I know how to do is just win. If you love making money and wanna win,
Just
they wanna
cash.
limit me cause I win.
Just cash.
If you love making money and wanna win,
Just cash. Just cash.
Just cash.
love making money and wanna win.
Just cash.
We just chillin' and we vibing with our friends.
Just cash.
And if anything in doubt, we pass. Rookies all hate us cause we played it just cash. Love making money and wanna win.
Just cash.
We just chillin' and we vibing with our friends.
Just cash.
And if anything in doubt, we pass. Rookies all hate us cause we played it just cash.
Hey, hold up. Fuck, I lost too much money on that shit. You fucking fuck off. Hey, it's just
Just cash.
That dude is so mad at the end, huh?
He is very angry. hate to see what that parlay was. I forget what it was, but I remember that guy definitely flipped out. But that's what we're trying to not do here today. So welcome back. It is Just Cash. What's going on, fam? We're back at you on this nice Thursday. It is 12/12/24 for you conspiracy theorists out there. It should be hopefully a lucky day. Joined as always by Underrated. What's up, dude?
Oh man, just chilling, man. Just been winning. It's interesting. Just every day I wake up, I say, "Damn, this is getting." You never want to jinx it, you know. You never want to talk shit. You never want to get too big for your britches, as my grandma might say. But goddamn, bro, they can't fuck with me, bro. They can't fuck with me, bro. I just keep winning.
Yep, that's been the vibe lately. And even though we had a few bad beats along the way, but we definitely had some pretty good overall success. And I know the other night we found a really nice, I don't want to call it an error, but pretty close to an error as it could be for a live bet, and we were definitely able to scoop that up, made some really good live units, and that ended up really carrying a lot of weight into the middle part of the week. So shout outs to, make sure you guys checking out the Discord, and links for that are going to be down below. While you're over in that neighborhood, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for us. We are on the road to 1K, and trying to hopefully get that before the end of the year, but that's going to be the goal. So back to the grind, and make sure you guys follow along for all that.
Yeah, y'all punk motherfuckers better hit that button. Or E's coming to your house, fucking you
Just
up.
be missing out. You'll be missing out on the early value and overnight leans and stuff. And for some cases, that's just kind of unfortunately when the board drops. The between the majority sites, they kind of take turns on when they want to post them first, who wants to pull the trigger. And even for example, Underdog today, they were extremely late adding some college props, like Robert and Christian Cook here. They were both added, like an hour ago?
Yeah, so funny how they do it. College is so funny. It's random as fuck.
It is, and especially from day to day, you might look on the books and be like, oh, there's 10 to 12 games or something like that. We should have a lot of stuff. Not really the case. Today, for example, on Underdog, they basically only had one game up for the entire day. It's gonna be the Iowa rivalry match against Iowa State, and they did thankfully add the Texas and New Mexico game. So we got a couple of extra things there, and they already started adding stuff for Friday and Saturdays. So It looks like this is pretty much going to be it as far as prop selection. I believe PrizePicks had one extra game on there, maybe, but most of the props kind of irrelevant. So, really, we're just going to talk about this one rivalry game today, which was really competitive, or mostly competitive last year. It ended up blowing out down the stretch, but they like to get up for these rivalry games. I mean, we see it every week across all the sports, honestly. So, first up today, we're going to talk about Deshaun Jackson, 5.5 RA. Now, one of the biggest appeals is going to be the obvious better discount. You know, his rebounds are at 5.5, so tack on a free assist upside, and you know, this just makes more sense to have this as a play. But taking a look at, let's see. All right, taking a look at his current season data, he is their center. So let's keep that in mind. We need rebound props for a center. Seems like an easy situation. He's had a really good hit rate so far on this year. Now, the only thing about him is just the minutes. He does split time with the other center coming off the bench. So there is that, you know, but he has been playing pretty steady, 20-plus minutes the last at least 4 out of 5 games. So do like to see that. We could potentially see, I mean, honestly, the minutes come up even more. This last game was a dramatic blowout. I mean, you know, 42 points. And he was on pace to play more minutes than that. So maybe for the rivalry game, we could see a really tight rotation. But I think for our chances in the kind of hit rating he's had so far this season, I mean, he's only missed it in 2 games. And you know, that's it for the season. So I think asking for 6 RA from a starting center, pretty solid. And looking at the defensive matchup, the rebounding is going to be the obvious big appeal here. So Iowa, they are 337, so like bottom 15% of the league in rebounds allowed. Very bad aspect of their defense. And so, I mean, you know, pretty likely situation. Our center can go out and get easily 5 rebounds, and I think one assist is totally doable. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't have closer to 6 or 7 just straight rebounds today. So I think personally, given the extra value there, it's a good spot to start out.
I like it. And then also, I don't know if you said it, but you found just the kind of slight mistake on Underdog's part with just giving you the assist, right? Because the rebounds are 5.5, and RA is 5.5. You know, 0.07, I guess you're losing out on the payout just a tiny bit. But if he gets one of those assists, I mean, what's the possibility he falls into 1 assist? He should. Well, actually, half and half, 50-50. But I'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just for the minus ding on the payout, I think it's totally worth it. I mean, we're basically just playing the rebound prop, but on the off chance that, hey, he has a season high 2 assist game, you know, that's just insane value.
Yeah, then all you need is 4 rebounds for a center. Like you said, he doesn't play all the minutes, but, I mean, do you have it in the order of his games? I think he's around, 20 minutes a game?
Yeah,
20,
he's good
21.
for 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, shit, bro. And like you said, perfect rebound spot. I like it. Can't really look and find a prop better than that as far as the numbers go. So, we definitely got to put a little something on that.
Nice. All right. And then let's talk about just real quickly, I think a great hedge play for him today is going to be Milan Mom. I'm not going to try to pronounce that last name, but
Momselevic
here.
Momselevic.
All right. Yeah. So, I mean, he is another one of their forwards. So he is one of their forwards, I'll say. Plays marginal more amount of minutes. You know, he's, I think, hard capped around probably 28 minutes I'll give him. But still, I think a very attainable line. His prop's at 3 or 2.5 today, which, I mean, honestly kind of feels pretty generous. I mean, he should be, I think, at 3 or 3.5, but this 2.5 feels nice. Now, last year, he was able to clear this prop when he was coming off the bench. And no, he started. I take that back. He started in all the starting 5. Every single one of them had 3 or more rebounds. So very, very good spot for him. One of these 2 guys will definitely go over, if not both of them.
Okay. It's a super low line.
And then, Yeah, it just feels really generous. I mean, the guy's averaging almost closer to 3.5 rebounds on the season as it is. So for it to be at 2.5, I mean, the guy's had at least, one every single game, but some of these were tougher matchups, and I believe one was a blowout. Yeah, this one was a blowout. So he lost minutes there, and then 2 tough games. But
Right.
I think for 2.5, very doable. One of these guys will go over for sure. Like 80%, 85% chance of both of them potentially going over.
Sounds good.
All right, so let's move on to Keyshawn Gilbert's. One interesting, I think, play today that, the odds could definitely be better, but really anybody in the college level at 3.5 turnovers, it just kind of feels like one of those props that maybe shouldn't be there, or like they shouldn't even offer that today. But this guy really just, doesn't do that. He's only had 2 games, or we had 1 game that he went over. He had 5, and I think that was more just sloppy basketball. The opponent defensively is nothing too crazy, but every other game than that, he's only had 1 game against, I would say kind of a mid-team as well, that he even had 3 turnovers. But the fact that this is way, way inflated for this line, and it's almost at minus 200 here. So, the fact that we are still getting at a 0.83, I think is a bit more value than it should have. But this, the guy doesn't even average like 2.5 turnovers on the season. So the fact that it's a full point tax up for whatever reason, I think it's just really good value.
What is 0.83? If you scroll over that little arrow, does it tell us what Underdog's giving us? The arrow right by the add to my picks minus right there. Oh, okay. So that is the Underdog minus 193. Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. Well, it's good to know. Good to know they have that tool there too. I didn't even realize that.
That's how I look at it every time when it's like 0.75, and I go on there and look, and it goes, oh, that's minus 250.
No, that's good to know. At least you kind of know what these odds are coming out to.
Yeah, how much they're jacking you, basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the one rivalry game they had last year, he did have 3 turnovers, but again, like let's say this is kind of a worst case scenario for him. I could see him ending with 3 turnovers, that being the situation. But if he goes out and has just a solid game, nothing crazy, and he's just doing his pick and pop and the pick and roll like they normally do, I think that extra 0.5 is really good.
I like it too because in this game it's going to be a close game. His minutes are high. There's no way, unless he gets in foul trouble, they're not going to play this dude 35 minutes. So, yeah. That's the scary part about it, I guess, because his obviously he'll have more time with the ball in his hand, but still, bro, he needs 4, and he's only done it once. I don't hate that. You always find these turnover gems, so definitely worth a little stab. I wish we could find that on books and parlay it with something. Like what would you play that with? What do you have in your queue right now, actually? Oh, you have the Deshaun with it. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So if we're looking for, I guess, a play to run it back with, on Underdog in particular, want to talk about Big Dicks.
Wow.
Pause. Super pause.
Fuck, man. God.
Yep. Old Josh Dix and his 1.5 assists. Super pause.
You got 3 for that.
Right. So let's take a look at Josh here. All right. Just personally, I think this is a line that's very, very generous. On the season, he's averaging almost like 3 assists total. Where's it at? 2.9 assists on the season. So very, very generous line just compared to at least a season average. But current season hit rating, he's had that in all but 2 games so far, which were the most 2 recent games. One of them against Michigan, very tough opponent. So, that makes total sense. And then the game before that, the primary playmaker, the guard, he had his second season high assist game of the current season. He had 8 assists, so it just kind of siphoned away just enough usage that he wasn't able to convert on that. But the guy plays, pretty hefty minutes. They've been trending up as of recently, and this game was a blowout, so he was on pace to play another 30-minute plus game. And honestly, for this guy, this year and last year, so take it back to last year for the rivalry game, in only 12 minutes. So he was coming off the bench, only 12 minutes, still was able to get 2 assists. I believe 4 out of the starting 5 players all had 2 or more assists in this current game too. So they really try hard for this. And I mean, again, I think it's just kind of a line discrepancy. He should be at 2.5 assists, but if they're going to give it to us at 1.5, I don't mind taking a stab here.
Okay. I'm not mad at it either. Old Dix.
Now, you can get him on PrizePicks, but it's a goblin play, and I think it's like a 2.25 or 2.5 or something like that. So definitely play it on Underdog, a little bit better value there.
Okay.
Speaking of PrizePicks, we're going to head over here and talk about Robert Carpenter and the 10 points. So he is, I will say, the number 1 most popular play in the college category, which is always a bit of a, a hesitant click, but I think it warrants it today. I mean, the guy's been absolutely balling out in all the games this season. He has not missed this line currently. Let's go back here. And most of the books have already, as you can see, they moved him to 10.5 points. So if you're looking at 10 flat here, it's great value. I mean, he's had 10 or more in every single game. And we look at his usage rating. I mean, on the season, he's held pretty firm at 26, almost 27%. And even in the 3 games that he went to the bench, yes, this first game, he did see a slight dip in minutes, but the usage rating actually jumped up from whenever he was with the starters. So this is actually something that I was kind of talking about, or we were talking about right before we got on the stream, though. I think in this situation, take away the defensive matchup. It is a tougher matchup, so yes, we will acknowledge that. But I think for him now going to the bench, and especially with the shot volume we've seen over the last 3 games and the usage rating, I think this actually bodes even better for him because he's not competing with the starters and the other 4 players for any kind of usage. His only job coming in now off the bench is primary shooter, secondary rebounder, and even we've been able to wheel some of the assists and playmaking. So this guy is running the court whenever he comes on. And just kind of as a rule of thumb, we joke about it, but anytime somebody's point line is less than or equal to their field goal attempts, you got to have some kind of interest in that.
Yeah, I'm feeling you. Sorry, I'm over here writing Underdog about my limit, and they just wrote me back and said, "Hi, happy to help you. These are limits that have been put on your account. We have detected recent patterns in your gameplay. Underdog Fantasy has limited your account. For more information, call us here, where you are eligible to be reviewed and adjust in the future." Thanks, guys. So, yeah, $25, guys. They told me,
Well,
fuck you.
that's pretty lame.
That's
Hate to
super
hear
lame.
that.
Super lame. That's what happens, You try to actually do good, and they slap your hand for it. I mean, isn't that weird?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense, honestly, in the long run. I mean, truthfully, you'll still probably at some point donate a good portion of it back anyways, but yeah, they get kind of antsy about the withdrawal button.
Due to your recent patterns detected in your gameplay. Okay. They use ChatGPT to write this to me, I think. Fuckers.
Oh, for sure. That's just some standard prompt message they have.
Oh, man. All right, well, you know what that means. If they're going to be shady, got to be shady back. New account, new IP address. Here we go. Fuck you. Sorry.
Yep. Nope. I mean, hey, you got to play the game. Mm-hmm. So you guys keep an eye out for this on PrizePicks. It's definitely going to bump to 10.5 before locks.
Yeah, for sure. Starfall saying things that I like to hear. He said, "You got any tackle plus assist props for this NFL game? Last week prop cashed me out." Oh yeah.
Oh dude.
Yeah,
you went crazy last week on that, and that is definitely Discord exclusive.
Yeah, join the Discord, bro. Week trial, guaranteed. I'll have some for this weekend. Today, there's not much today necessarily. I did put in the Discord. Omar Spates was my under. He was at 6.5 tackles. I believe he's 5.5. If you can find Spates at 6.5, take that under. And you can even push him up to 7.5 and go under on Hot Streak, which is what I did a few days ago. But yeah, get in the Discord. I'll have some tomorrow, even tonight maybe, for the weekend games. And you got to get them early too, because they bump quick. Right when they come out, I try to post them. But yes, sir.
Yep. Usually, Fridays are your typical days to kind of dive into tackle props.
They are, but it's weird. Today they started dropping a lot of them, so I was looking at them already today a little bit, and I already saw one that I kind of liked, and it bumped from 7.5 to 8.5 within 5 minutes. So people are waiting.
Oh man,
yeah. There's some people out there they're probably like me, where they just see the value real quick and they just max bet it. Boop, up, it's done, and then it bumps. So got to be quick about them.
I'm sure. Yeah, you got to be quicker than that.
That's what I'm saying. Get in the Discord. That's really the best way, because I try to post them for all of us at the right times before that happens. So get on in. We trying to win. And it rhymed.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to win, actually. If I post you my Underdog fucking account, you'll see it's not trying to win. It's winning too much, obviously. Anyways, go ahead, sir.
Yeah. No, you've been doing too well. I said no more of that. No more of that.
Dicks. All right.
So the last play for college is going to be Curtis Jones, his 13.5 points. Now, you could honestly take him at the 14.5 as well, but as far as overall hit rating and still kind of, for the adjusted payout, this 13.5 looked really, really solid. Now, he's definitely had a lot of, I think, in the closer games or where he's been needed more. I mean, this dude's good for, 19 points at least, but on a safer route, the 13.5 is totally fine. I think I would consider even like small ladder with him, do the 13.5 on the safer slip, and then go back to the, I believe it was 15.5 for the regular line, and just throw a smaller unit on that.
You know what happened when we got on stream? You were talking about something else, and it popped up for me on Outlier that he bumped to 16.5. So sure, it's 15.5 certain places, but not necessarily Underdog. But certain places it is moving, so.
Yeah, his odds were really good for the 15.5.
Yeah.
Yep, but just keep that in the back pocket. If you want some extra exposure to him, totally warranted. I mean, he's definitely one of their primary shooters. He does come off the bench, but he's, again, one of those high usage 6-man players. All he does is shoot and grab a couple rebounds. That's about it. A few assist games, but pretty low on that end. All right, so run back through the plays one more time. We got Deshaun Jackson, 5.5 RA. Keyshawn Gilbert, under 3.5 turnovers. Big Josh Dix, over 1.5 assists.
Why?
And Milan, what's this guy's last name again?
Renault? It's either Renew or Renault.
this guy.
Oh, that guy. Momsilovich.
Momsilovich. Yeah.
Mom, yeah, something like that. Some bitch at the end.
Yeah,
I like the bitch players. They usually try hard. Could be wrong though. If their name's Igor.
Oh yeah, dude. Every Igor in college is balling out right now.
They try hard as hell, and their name's Igor. Futon Bet says, in esports, is PrizePicks smarter than Underdog? That's good. That's a question for you.
Yes, for the most part, I would say usually PrizePicks is better in that regard, and they offer more of a variety of props, like the Call of Duty stuff, for example. They do it for a bunch of sports, but they'll offer combo props where you can like stack players together, like 2 players or 3 players or something like that. So just having extra variety, pretty nice. But I would say at least 80% of the line discrepancy was in favor of PrizePicks over Underdog for like Call of Duty, for example.
Okay. Trail 2 Trill says, and what's up, man? He has a cool question. He says, there's a good women's college basketball game, UConn and Notre Dame. Do you mind looking and seeing if you see any value? Which is kind of fun because, you know what, man? Now that he brings that up, I'm glad he did, actually, because there's little things we can find just because we're used to betting and used to finding value, etc. But I bet you women's, because it feels like a whole nother thing that's just a huge can of worms to open again. But there's not many women's games they let you bet on, right? I would think on days like this where we only have a few games for college men's that we could look at women's and maybe find some value along the way here too. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. I think we could maybe find a couple plays. I'll be totally honest, haven't really kept up with women's basketball nearly as much, mostly just, again, due to the fact that, I mean, they only will give us their point props, and, I mean, that's not the best one.
Oh, is that what it is? They only give us their points?
Yeah.
So what do they have anything on Underdog right now for women's? They don't, huh?
I mean, just the points.
Oh, they do. Those little bit. Okay, that's still kind of fun. I'm gonna when we don't have a lot of men's games, I'm gonna start checking that out too. That's kind of cool. There's got to be some value in there too. Damn, 24.5 points. Who's this? Hannah Hildegard.
Hidalgo.
Damn,
Yeah.
Hidalgo. We know Paige is a beast. Yeah. Okay.
Let me see. Let me see if I can find anything on.
While you're doing that, Banks says any money lines today, Banks. I think, and I know Coach and I still did too, when I was looking at the games yesterday, I think Iowa State should be pretty solid money line today. You can add them to something. I think they're minus 220 or so, low 200s.
45.
245 now? Okay. Yeah, actually it was 4.5 point spread, I think, yesterday. Maybe 5. But I think Iowa State's nice. I wouldn't fuck with that 6 because Iowa's no slouch, as E would say, no slouch. But the Iowa State money line with something is probably pretty safe. I mean, as money lines go. If you want money lines.
Yeah, like that one. And I mean, Boston should be able to handle business today, but Miami, very, very stout at home. Toronto, super mid. Scotty Barnes is going to be out today. Detroit definitely hung around with Boston. I'm a little hesitant on this because I know Tatum's out and somebody else, I think Horford. Oh, no. Horford's playing, so Tatum's out. I mean, Boston should be able to handle business too, so, I mean, maybe kind of, I don't know if you can get away with a 2-pick for that one. Minus 161 is not the best odds, but, I mean, you could go like 1 unit here between these two, minus 145, that's fine, and then swap the Miami out for Boston, and maybe just do a half unit on that.
Okay. Futon Bet says he's asking because he uses Odds Jam, and the lines are different, pretty different on Underdog, and he's trying to figure out which is best. So is there anything else you'd want to tell him with that, knowing that, or did you already kind of go over that? As far as seeing different lines there on Odds Jam, is there a certain thing you'd look out for, or is it just join the Discord and play your plays? You'd learn that way. I don't know. You've been dropping a lot of COD plays lately, so I know I'm in a bunch for this. What is it? Tomorrow it starts?
Yeah, it starts on Friday.
Okay.
Odd Jams. Yeah, so Odd Jam would definitely help out with that. I would say, like I said, probably a good 85% of the discrepancies were coming from Underdog side of things, but they did have a few noticeably different lines for, like, you know, random map stuff like that, like map 2 stuff, or there's the first round of games is slated basically to be, you know, a huge blowout, so they put all of one team players lower than all of the PrizePicks lines, so that was like the only difference. But usually I would say it leans better value towards PrizePicks.
Okay, sounds good. Trail says Hannah is a bucket. Yeah, if she's at 24.5, she probably is a bucket. It's interesting.
Yeah, I wish I could give you more feedback about, you know, the college stuff here. It's,
and I wish they'd give us more to bet on. It's not big enough. I thought Caitlin would make this a little more. But hey, they're only giving us points. It's not enough to find like real value. I'm sure off and on, but we need more to really dig in and win so that Underdog can limit everybody. I just wrote the dude. I was like, why did you do that to me? I said, because I'm winning too much. It took me years to finally win. Just to see what he says.
Like, I never win.
Yeah. And then he's gonna just give me this stupid answer. Sorry, sir. That's what we've decided as of now. As of now. That's what he said. For now. That's what he said. For now, it's for all players. It's not just college. It's 25 max for all players now for me.
Oh, that's weak.
So dumb.
All right, so let's talk about NBA real fast. I'm gonna switch my screen, so I'm gonna hit the stop share and reshare.
Okay. NBA, we love you. I'll switch you to this so you're all just out there by yourself. Nothing else going on but you in the basketball court. What game are you watching back there behind you? What game are you at?
Swoosh. The home game.
The home game. All right. Oh, we're back. NBA.
We are back. Yeah. It's almost like we never left. All right. So let's talk about a couple plays. Jaylen Brown, I think first up, he absolutely just torched Detroit. Pretty much same situation. He put up 28 points, 6 rebounds, and 9 assists. Tatum's out, so that's going to free up some space for the playmaking and for the rebounding. And, he's been playing, I'll say, pretty solid minutes this season. He's been, honestly, a walking 24 points per game over this last month. And same situation here. The home crowd favorite. They love to ball out in Boston, too. So I think we run it back 34.5 or 0.86. Totally fine with that. And I believe Hot Streak had a little bit better value. Let me see. What line did I have him at? 34.5. All right, so in Hot Streak, I think you could even, for just a normal play, take the 36.5. He's going to be out there, playing outrageous minutes. And assuming the game isn't a really bad blowout, we'll see that same fourth quarter run. And as long as he comes out productive in the first half again, I think we'll just cruise to that.
Okay.
Where's that at? Yeah, we'll throw that in the queue as well. All right, next up, we got DeMar DeRozan against New Orleans Pelicans. And man, has New Orleans been so bad. Honestly, both these teams kind of struggling on defense. Sacramento, they're giving up top threes allowed. I think second most threes. And Pelicans, basically giving up top 3 to top 6, everything across the board. So points in the paint, I think, being one of the biggest key interests, and overall field goal volume. DeMar, he's been really solid. Honestly, this season, I know he had 2 games ago, or this last game, he not the best outing, but they ended up beating the brakes off of Utah, so he didn't really have to do a whole lot. But standard game, I think the RA is definitely a bit of a question mark, but historically, he just absolutely destroys them on the glass, and the playmaking should be there. He's still kind of floating around, 4th, 5th on the playmaking chart for the team. Malik Monk eats into that just a little bit, but so far those two players have actually been playing really well adjacent to each other. So for the pace, lack of defense, and both sides on the ball, honestly, the pace should be really, really good for us today. So I think the 19.5 points here, pretty solid value for the 0.84. And then on Hot Streak, if you guys have it, you can take him down to 27.5 for a good payout.
Oh, yeah.
And then our kind of last but not least, we're going to talk about Jimmy Buckets. Now, personally, I have higher hopes for him today outside of all that noise and BS about him being traded and stuff. So that is something to take into consideration. Personally, I'm going to have Jimmy in one slip or one set of slips, and then I'm going to take Tyler Hero as a hedge for him, because if Jimmy's not out and going, doing his thing, which he has at every home game, we played him in the last home situation too, and his PRA was at 27.5 for the normal line. Going to go right back to it. Assuming he doesn't come out on some bullshit, he should be able to cook at home, and this is a really good matchup. I know he was sporting a probable tag, but more than likely we'll get that news here shortly, if not already.
Yeah, Jalen goes off every time Tatum's gone, so can't not go with big Jalen.
Yeah, for real. And then last play here, as I mentioned, Sacramento giving up the second most threes per game. Trey Murphy, I mean, that's all this guy does is just slinging threes, and he's been going crazy the last couple games. Let's see, I think he's been averaging at least 3 threes since the beginning of December. He's had 3 in every single game, and this is a perfect matchup for it. Honestly, all these aren't even that fantastic of a matchup, except for Atlanta. That's a really good comparable. They're giving up the most, so I mean, he 3 of 9 from that, 30% from the field, under 40%. I can live with that. All right, man. Well, that's going to be pretty much it today as far as plays that we have for college and NBA. We already had some line movement in Call of Duty, so I think at least 2 plays have already gotten bumped, but the bumps are coming. They're going to happen tonight. I'm going to tell you guys right now. I figured one of them was going to bump, and that was the first one, but they are going to be coming later today. So make sure you guys in the Discord. Again, links down below. 7-day free trial. We're still running that. And, a bit of interesting news. I forgot that shout out Big Wet in our Discord. He brought up the Unrivaled League for the women's basketball. That actually starts in January. So we have that literally right around the corner.
What is that?
It's the 3-on-3 here in the States league that Brianna Stewart and Feezy, they co-founded.
Okay.
And that is scheduled and slated to start around, in January. I need to look at the specific date, but it's in January. So super excited. I know they were talking about trying to have lines and stuff as far as like books and odds and stuff. So if we get that, I mean, there's a real good shot that we could get, maybe not on day 1, but week 2 or day 2, whatever, we could get player props for that. And I think that'd be pretty dope.
Okay. Yeah. We know all those players. That'll be fun. I was going to say, you didn't tell the people's Malik Renew's PR? You just wanted to save that for the Discord?
Yeah, we could talk about it here. We'll go ahead and throw that out early.
I figure
I didn't know if you wanted to keep that in there. Or...
I mean, I can only play personally $25, so who cares about me? But other people can prosper off of this. I think it's a pretty nice little find. And it's still sitting there, so might as well give it out. Hey, if anyone plays this and it hits for them, come on, join the Discord. Because we have plays like this all the time. That's why I can only play $25. So come on in.
Yeah, so Big Malik here. Two kind of things going in the favor of it. If you just take his straight up odds here, they have his 5.5 rebounds. That's already for kind of a slanted payout. But the 5.5 rebounds plus 15.5 points, I'm not the smartest man, but I'm pretty sure that's way higher than 19.5. So maybe a line discrepancy somewhere that got missed. Maybe they're going to bump his points down to 14.5 or something later. But given the odds that we're getting right now, I mean, both the PR and the PRA getting really good value, but the PR in particular, 19.5. I mean, this guy has definitely been showing out. I mean, you can see he's had 15 or more points in the last 3 games. And let me see, I thought I brought up his...
You can see on Outlier, too, how dope he is. And I've been watching Indiana a good amount because I started liking Mbako. But then I realized that dude's inconsistent. He doesn't really try as hard as I would want him to when I put money on him. But Big Malik here, he tries. And his points are off. I've noticed, man, Underdog, they put up props the day before books even do, and they have them, they're just wrong. This just is wrong. 15.5 might be right, but we know that PR is wrong.
Yeah, the PR is definitely wrong. I mean, this guy's been balling out, and I'll bring up his stats here real fast so you guys can see. Let's see. And it's, I mean, straight payout, too. That's so crazy.
Yeah. Underdog says, here, have this.
All right, so let's...
Yeah, there you go. That Gonzaga game.
I was going to say...
4 fouls, I think,
in
that game.
Yeah, he had foul trouble, and I mean, it's Gonzaga. I mean, they're arguably one of the best teams, and, this particular matchup is going to be a phenomenal team. they were able to hang in there, kept it kind of close. But yeah, foul trouble. So, I mean, to be expected there. This game, he barely missed. So, I mean, that's just kind of unfortunate. And this one, still pretty close. But overall in the season, I mean, he's been getting over that pretty much every game, every other game at least, good for. So, as long as it stays competitive and he gets his minutes in, he should get there. And just for the value that we're getting on it alone, I think is phenomenal.
Yeah. I figured you would say this one before we got off, but you didn't, and I was like, wait, that might not be there tomorrow. So good. I'm glad we brought that up. Hopefully a couple people can get that in. Hopefully it hits, actually, because tomorrow you'd be cussing me out.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we might look back at it in a different light, but the guy's been productive. I mean, at least a 20% usage rating in all but one game. I mean, he's averaging 24% usage rating total. The minutes are, pretty well around 30 in a competitive game. So he just needed to go out and do his thing. And we could even see a spike rebound game. And he's had one double in a 9 and 10 game. So it's definitely in his wheelhouse. He could carry us a pretty long way with just the rebounds alone.
Yeah, I like him. I like his game too. Like I said, I was watching a bunch of Indiana games, and he definitely stands out. But we'll have some more tomorrow too. We'll have some more games tomorrow and some more props. So we'll come back after we won some more tonight, and we'll add up our money, save it on the side, keep winning. That's what we do.
That is the plan. All right, y'all. Make sure and do us a favor. Hit the like and subscribe button on the way out. And check out the Discord. Links down below for all that good stuff. Underrated as always. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Let's get it.
Good luck tonight. Peace.